Mm, mm.
Yeah, I noticed that's always the most dangerous prayer when you ask God to take you to the next level, whatever that looks like, because you already know. You better get your mud boots on, get
Careful what you pray for.
get ready, because he's going to give you some stuff. Because he's already given it to all of us. He's already taught us individually over time. But this test now is to see if you got it right. So you can reflect later on when you get it wrong and go, oh man, and I knew this and I knew that. And then you talk to somebody like Chico and they drop a gem on you and you go, right. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
This again. And then he loves you so much that he tests you again.
mm,
Make sure you got it. If
mm.
you don't, hey, there's another lesson for you.
You
Yeah.
can repeat the
Yeah,
grade.
I reflect pretty much everything everybody said. Only thing is, it depends on the situation. Maybe I'm not as holy as you guys, but sometimes, the flesh starts saying, "You know what, you got this," and then I get my whipping and I get back into focus. But for the most part, I've been doing better at trying to put the Lord first and taking a second to pray. But sometimes, like Don was alluding to, it seems like the Lord's taking a little bit too long for this. Like, hey, maybe you want me to take over this. I'm pretty smart too, type of thing. But no doubt, it's all about Jesus. I keep it short. I'm looking at the clock.
Yeah, yeah, good
Mm,
rap. Hey, listen, and I'll say this just by way of final word. Two things. One is, Steve, to your point, bro, I would say my prayer life radically changed, like radically, when I started building into a part of it. After I go through, I usually similar format. It's usually, exaltation, telling God how great and how awesome He is. A lot of confession, confessing my own sin and my deep, deep desperation. Then I get into, as soon as I start like my supplications and like asking, like requesting stuff. Before I get into that, almost the very first thing, other than my family, other than when I'm praying specifically about them by name, I literally start rattling off a list of my least favorite people in the world, or people who have hurt me, offended me, who sinned against me in some way, or people who are, again, I hate to say it like this, but this is a perfect time to be praying for some of the leaders in our nation. Let me put it like that, right? And I do that specifically because I know it's one of the hardest things to do. And my prayer life, just I pray so free now because it's grace driven. It's gospel rooted. It's rooted in exactly what the Bible says. While we were at enmity with God, he did this. He did the sacrifice in his life for us as his enemies. I won't even get a cup of cold water to somebody that's my enemy. So I found this discipline in terms of not thinking that I'm righteous and holy, but just in terms of like responding out of obedience and trying to have a heart like Christ and try to model him and follow what, in obedience to him, and having the mind of Christ is praying for my enemies, doing well by those who mistreat me, right? So I tip my hat off to you. So that's kind of like thing number one. Thing number two is I just want to say, just again, wrapping this whole thing up is to say, like, let's get in the discipline, y'all, of literally, I want y'all to think through those four things. In my prayer life, the B portion to that I mentioned, and I said this on an earlier call too, I literally quote this passage at least twice a day in my prayer, at least twice, because I want to be armed and ready for the stuff. This is it's like second nature to me. And I don't even just go through. I go through in each one of those pieces of the armor. I literally quote other verses that support that. So, for example, when it says, "Put on the belt of truth," have your loins girded about with truth. I say, God said, "Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth." John 17:17, right? Having on the breastplate of righteousness. He had made him to be sin for us who knew no sin, that we might be made the righteousness of God in him. So I think that's 2 Corinthians 5:21, right? And he just keep going on. Faith, when he talks about faith, and I would say, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. So I'm saying that, like, I'll shoot out, I'm not going to go through the whole thing now because we're short on time. I will shoot out some verses that sort of support each one of those pieces of armor, because I want you to get reps. Keep talking about these reps, y'all. It's about those layups. It's about those fundamentals. It's about those reps. It's about doing this consistently as a lifestyle every single day. We talked about the last couple of weeks, man. The gospel is not just your get out of hell free card. It's literally the basis for how you make moves, how you make decisions, how you live your life, how you make choices. So let's get after this so that we can be better, stronger. We can take more. We can handle some stuff. Our wives can depend on us better. Our communities can depend on us better. The Lord can give you, as you are faithful over a few things, kingdom man, he will make you a ruler over many. All right, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox. That's all I got for today.